Greetings, movie fans, and welcome to SMG Movie Talk. And today I'm here to review Happy Gilmore 2. So the first Happy Gilmore movie came out in 1996, and to me, still, it's one of the funniest movies of all time. I know there's a lot of nostalgia wrapped up in it, but man, during my middle school days, high school days, I know I'm dating myself a little bit by saying I was in middle school and that movie came out, but during those days, we would just quote that movie nonstop and just crack up about it constantly. And it's still one of those movies I can watch today and just bust out laughing throughout the entire movie. So I was hopeful when I heard there's gonna be Happy Gilmore 2 coming out that maybe it recaptures some of that humor. Now there's a few things that had going against it. For one, it's a straight to Netflix release, and usually Netflix movies aren't that great. They do an awesome job at TV shows, whether it be Stranger Things or whatnot. They do an excellent job at TV shows, but movies, I can't think of a single movie they've released that has really been good. Beyond that, Adam Sandler has really not been the comedy king that he used to be. He dominated the 90s, maybe the early 2000s, but gosh, it's probably been a good 15 years since he's released a really good comedy. Now, his drama stuff's been awesome lately, whether it be Uncut Gems or some of those other stuff. He's done a really great job at drama, but his comedy has been a little flat lately. So I went into this movie without having very high expectations. And at this point in the review, I guess I will say there will be spoilers in this review. I kind of mulled over whether or not I would include spoilers, but I have a really hard time digesting this movie without going into some important spoilers. Now, I will say the majority of the spoilers I'm giving out were in the first 10 minutes or so of the movie, maybe in the first 5 minutes. So I don't feel like I'm really spoiling too much. But if you want to go in completely free of any spoilers, maybe see the movie first and then come back to the review here. But if you don't care, go ahead and continue on. But anyways, so I went in not having very high hopes. I thought, at least I just hope I laugh a bit. I hope that, recaptures some of the stuff I loved about it in the past. But I wasn't expecting to be a reincarnation of the first one. So with that said, had pretty low expectations, and I got to say, this movie truly fell short of those expectations. This movie was terrible. I don't know if I've ever been so mad at a movie before in my life. And maybe it's because I love the first one so much, but this movie just ticked me off over and over again, especially at the very beginning. So this is where a spoiler comes in. 5 minutes into the movie, 5 minutes into the movie, they kill off Virginia. So the Virginia from the first movie, her and Happy got married, had kids, were having this great, wonderful life. And then he hits her with a golf ball and kills her. And then this sends him on a spiral of alcoholism and things like that. And I know what some people are saying, and some people defending it, saying, well, Happy killed his dad with a slap shot in the first movie, so this is just kind of rehashing that. And I get that, but here's the thing. His dad was some kind of nameless, faceless character we didn't know before. Virginia was a character that we knew and loved from the first movie. We loved their interactions together, and the fact that they then went on to have a happy life together. We're rooting for them and hoping for the best. And for then her to get killed off in the first 5 minutes, I think I audibly cursed at my screen when that happened. I think I let out a very loud, "Are you effing kidding me?" when that happened, because I just couldn't believe they would do that. And then what happens next was his spiral of alcoholism it was played for a joke in many ways. So he would hide alcohol in different devices and things like that. Like there'd be a point where it was in a cucumber, and there's a point where it was in a golf ball, and you'd screw it off and take a sip and all that. And I'm sure if it was in a theater, it would have got some laughs or something. Maybe people at home were laughing. But for me, I'm sitting here thinking like, that's not funny. Like the fact that this guy is in this alcoholic spiral and his life's falling apart. Why is this funny? Why is it funny that he's hiding alcohol in all these places? I just couldn't laugh at that. I couldn't enjoy that piece. And they kept hitting that over and over and over again. There is probably at least 24 times where they hit the hidden alcohol piece. And it just, just continued on like that throughout the movie. And so then he's getting on this road to recovery and he's trying to get better, and that's great. He's going to AA and stuff, so good for him and all that. But then the story itself just was so bland and lacking of any of the charm the first movie had. They get Shooter in it, and that was cool. Hey, Shooter's back. We're going to have this great Happy Gilmore versus Shooter rivalry. But then you find out what Shooter's been doing all these years, and the entire time since the last movie, he's been locked up in a mental institution because he's gone so crazy because of his hatred for Happy Gilmore. Well, he finally is able to get out due to some crazy circumstances and stuff. So then you think, okay, he's out. Happy and Shooter, they're going to go at each other. We're going to have a rehash of that. Cool, I wanted to see that for, almost 30 years now. But again, a spoiler here, they kind of fight for like 2 minutes and then they decide that they're friends. They decide they're buddies then. And all that hatred, all that vitriol, all that rivalry that had brewed over the years is just gone. They're friends now. They're going to go try to help each other. It's so ridiculous. And then, so then you have this story where it's golf versus this rival golf, it's upstart golf company and stuff like that called Maxi Golf, and whatever. It was fine. It was kind of bland, but whatever. The story is okay. But then throughout the entire movie, you have so many cameos. I get it. In the first one, you had the cameo of Bob Barker, iconic, loved that and everything. And it was like they just decided to throw in any person they could possibly come up with to be in this movie. Sure, there are a lot of golf professionals that were in the movie as cameos, which were fine. That was fine because we had a lot of that in the first one. That's fine. But then you have, Travis Kelce in it, Bad Bunny. You've got Eminem plays a role in the movie. There's oh gosh, I'm blanking on a lot. You have multiple professional wrestlers from, so Becky Lynch was in it, Nikki Bella, MJF. Then there were, other actors, other celebrities, and it just got to be just too much. It was over and over and over again. There's just another cameo, and it was like they wanted to glaze over the fact they're making a crappy movie by throwing in a cameo. Eric Andre's in there, Margaret Qualley's in there. Cameo. I don't care. Make a good movie. Tell me a interesting, compelling story. Make me laugh. Can you just make me laugh once in this movie? I don't think I did laugh, maybe a chuckle or two, but it wasn't anything like the original Happy Gilmore, where I still to this day, many years later, can laugh and laugh and laugh and watch it over and over again. This movie, they bring Ben Stiller back, the same character he had in the last movie. Same character by name, but he acted completely different, and it didn't feel like the same character, and had weird motivations and weird, this position in the movie was kind of odd. And then they do, oh goodness. Then one of the weirdest things in the movie was for some of their cameos, they decided, hey, we're gonna have these people be children of someone from the original movie. So Chubbs' child was in there, and he also has a wooden hand, and Happy also crushes the wooden hand. Yay, that's funny, right? And then they had the son of the Jackass guy, they got like Jackass. That was one that was played by Eminem, and his part was interesting, I guess. It was maybe the least heavy-handed of the cameos as far as the like the kind of children go, but it still felt a little weird. And then his boss in the original movie, his old boss, one played by, oh gosh, the guy that would play was Jaws in James Bond. His son was in it too, and come on, you don't need to have everyone doesn't need to have a son. You don't need to have a cameo of every single person in Hollywood, and just tell a good story, release a good movie, make me laugh. And they failed over and over again in that movie. I looked at some of the like Rotten Tomato reviews and stuff like that, and it's actually getting some pretty decent reviews. So maybe I'm just out of touch. Maybe I'm just not understanding it or something like that. Maybe I need to rewatch it, but I don't want to. I feel like that'd be like torture to me. I truly hated this movie, and I hate that I hated this movie because of my love for the first movie. The first movie might be my favorite comedy of all time. It's one of those movies I could rewatch any day, anytime. I never want to see or hear of this movie again, ever. The only part I liked in the movie, or the thing that I thought was sweet, was his interaction with his daughter. And his daughter in the movie is actually his real life daughter, and he's got motivations to help her. That's why he wants to get his life back on track. And that was kind of nice. He had some very sweet moments with her. And also his other daughter was in the movie as well, and she's playing a character who's like in the same rehab as her. And they had some sweet moments together too. And sometimes some of that nepotism's a little off, but I felt that felt earned, and it felt nice. I think just because their chemistry, being father-daughter, it felt good. But other than that, I just don't know if there's anything I can say positive about this movie. I want to like it. I want to love it. I just couldn't. If I had to give it a score, I'd give it a 2.9 out of 10. And even I feel like that's being generous. So if you love the first movie, I couldn't tell you would love this one. You might hate it just like me. I don't know. See it if you feel like it. It's on Netflix. You're not going to lose any money by seeing it, but it was tough, and I'm highly disappointed in this film. And I should have known. It's a long-awaited comedy sequel, like Dumb and Dumber 2, like Zoolander 2. They're never good. I don't think it's ever been good when there's a comedy sequel delayed by 10 or more years. So I should have known, but here we are. Anyways, I hope if you do see the movie, you do like it. I hope you love it. I never want people to hate a movie or be disappointed by a movie, but I was, and that's kind of where we stand on this one. So anyways, again, thank you all for coming out and being part of this channel. This is only my second movie review I've released to date, and I hope to continue to do it at least once a week, if not more. As you can see, my setup is kind of simple right now. I'm just talking to my phone with no fancy lighting or PCs or anything. I'm not even editing the video. I'm just releasing it as is, and hoping just to pick up better equipment over months and weeks and years or whatever it may be as I have some extra money. But I do have a crowdfunding campaign that you can join if you want to help support it. If not, just stopping by my channel, watching my videos, liking and commenting and all that means the entire world to me. So thank you all for coming out. Thank you for watching this video, and until next time, be kind to one another.